Merry meet fairy friends. Welcome into the fairy circle with Fairy Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me today. So we have a full moon eclipse coming up, and that's going to be visible from Australia, Africa, South America, Asia and parts of Europe. And apparently it's going to be the last lunar eclipse this year. So I'll have a chat to you about the full moon and eclipses and what happens and what to expect. So traditionally full moons are the high tide of psychic power. So if you want to connect with anything spiritual like fairies or loved ones who have crossed over, a full moon is the best time to do this. Full moons are also about releasing. So if there's anything you've been carrying or hanging on to that's not working for you anymore, whether it's emotionally, it's a past hurt, or whether it's someone else's responsibilities or emotions that you've been hanging on to, now is the time to definitely let them go. And eclipses are pretty amazing because they will permanently shut the door on anything you don't want to carry anymore. If you ask for help for letting go of anything, if you have any addictions that aren't working for you anymore or anything you're doing, if you ask or let go of this or do a ritual during eclipse season, you are going to be amazed at the results. So for me personally, I had some sort of baggage that I was hanging on to, some really deep hurt from a past relationship a long time ago. And I just went, you know what, it's time to let this go. I did a beautiful ritual and I forgave myself, I forgave him, and I really took responsibility for my actions. And a lot of the forgiving for myself was just acknowledging that I didn't have the knowledge and wisdom I do now to make the better choices that I could have at the time, because I didn't know any better and I thought I was doing what was right for me. Turned out it wasn't, but that's okay. We all live and learn. And that was a huge release for me. And I have had hip pain on and off for a very long time, about 20 years. And all of a sudden, this hip pain started healing. I finally got a diagnosis for what it was, which was a muscle tear. And it's an old injury that kept being repeatedly hurt because I didn't realize it had been an old muscle tear. So finally diagnosis, and it has been healing up really, really nicely. That is eclipse energy. And not only that, it will clear the old stuff out for the new stuff to come through. So because I don't have that and I wasn't hanging on to that anymore in my life, something really beautiful, amazing and new has come in for me. I have gotten a market stall at Faery Utopia. So Faery Utopia is going to be at Logan Village RSL grounds. It's going to be on the 24th of August, which is a Saturday, from 11:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. At 5 p.m. they're going to be doing a Guinness Book of Record fairy count. So I'd love to see you guys there. I'm going to be doing readings for Into the Fairy Circle, and there's going to be, I think Veronica was saying there's going to be about 130 stalls. Even if you're not really sure or you don't have that much money, I don't think the entry fee is that much, but just come along, enjoy the energy, enjoy being uplifted. Fairies are all about being childlike and fun and, you know, responsibility, yes, but also not being dragged down by your own thoughts and the world. It's about being uplifted. So come along and join the fun. And so let's get to our eclipse full moon reading. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask the fairies about what we need for our current situation during this eclipse and what our healing path is. I'll try not to let these jump out and fall on the floor. They do jump out, but I'll try and catch them. Okay. I've already done my blessing. Oh, I caught it with my knees. Okay. So 3 just jumped out. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the first one is Light the Darkness. Oh, this card is lovely. So where is it in your life that you need to be lit up? you know, fairies are all about joy, they're all about being uplifted. This card is also about the generational differences. It's also about connecting with our elders, the wise ones. Um, for this reading though, I really feel like it's connecting to the moon, light the darkness. The moon is going to light the darkness and the eclipse energy. It's just reconfirming what I've been saying during the video. Also bringing the light into your life. What can you do to bring more joy, more happiness? What makes you happy, and how to overcome. Sometimes there's the routinal blues, and how to overcome that. What will make you happy? This is beautiful. Okay, the moon eclipse is definitely going to light our darkness. Okay, and also letting, what can you let go of that's darkening your life that you can bring the light into, back into, or letting the light back into your life. Okay, so this is number 2. Letting go, detachment, moving on. Okay, so that's also coming up for me. I still need to do some letting go. I feel like it's any resentment that we have of things that have not gone well. Mainly I feel like it's people in our lives, if we have any resentment towards them. A lot of the times resentment is to do with, we are angry at ourselves for maybe not being aware of what the person that we are resentful for is doing to us. Make sure you forgive yourself. If you're a trusting, beautiful person, you do expect other people to be trustworthy. But unfortunately, some people have their own issues that they haven't dealt with yet, and they don't even realize that they are being sort of the way they are. If they're using you, they probably don't even, sometimes it's a bit unconscious and they don't realize, or if they do, they probably don't think that you realize, or you know, but you know what it is. You know what it is to let go. Now I know it's a little bit of a confronting card, because you know she's sort of walking away and he's trying to reach out. But what's going to happen with this card, and I see, if you keep carrying this person, if you keep feeling that resentment, all that's going to do is going to pull you down. You're not going to lift that person up. You can't lift that person up. The only person who can lift that person up is themselves. You just have to, you look after you, and your job is not to make other people happy. Your job is to make yourself happy. So really think about anyone, or watch out for anyone trying to drag you down into their depths, is what I'm getting. Some people just don't realize, or you know, they haven't worked out that they've got to make themselves happy, like I said. Sorry, I don't mean to be repetitive. Sometimes if a message is very clear, they will get me to repeat their messages. So also there are birds in the background, and I feel like that's always a good sign of bringing new things. So that's Light the Darkness and Fairy Tales. And the third card is, wow, okay, stolen her sleep. So unconscious, unawakened, and unaware. So wow, this person in your life is really cunning. They are really going to make a big effort to try and take your energy and to try and get you to do what they want. Now, sometimes people like this are quite, like I said, quite cunning, and you don't even realize they might be old patterns, and you don't even realize you're doing it until all of a sudden, bang, you're back being very, very deeply emotionally hurt. You're the one who's depressed and upset, and they're the ones who, you know, are still unhappy. They're still doing the same thing. They're still hurting you. So really, really, heads up. Hey, all of these are, I wouldn't say warning cards, but they're absolutely heads up for the people around you. Really watch out for others' energy that is going to try and bring you down, and really everything is amplified because of the full moon, but it's even more amplified because it's an eclipse. So this is the absolute perfect time. This is a real, not just heads up, but this is like, hey, you need to let this go. If you don't let this go, this is going to be another cycle for, I'm getting the feeling like it's going to be at least another year. You need to stand up for yourself if that's what it takes, but not in an aggressive way, in a confident self-love way. And I'm also getting, don't take it personally. This person does not actually set out to intentionally hurt you, but they don't realize they're even hurting you with these actions. So really, really heads up, and a big positive is going to come out of this. You will light the darkness. The darkness that you are going to let go of will bring in the light. So they are very interesting cards. It's going to be very interesting from this full moon to the new moon. I know the things that I need to let go of, and I hope this has been really helpful, as helpful to you as it has been for me. Thank you so much for watching. You make my dreams come true every time you guys watch, and thank you so much to my subscribers. It means so much that you want to see my videos. You guys are amazing. I hope you have a lot of fairy blessings this eclipse season. There is some heads up, but it always comes out positive with eclipses. And if you need help, again, just ask, and the universe and the eclipse will respond and help you. Okay, fairy blessings, my fairy friends. Merry part, and have a wonderful new moon, full moon eclipse. Oh my goodness, I'll get it right one day. Bye.